Good morning, Toro Horse Insurance. This is Randy.
Toro Horse Insurance, this is Christine. How can I help you?
Toro Horse Insurance, this is Chad.
Oh, hey, Sean.
Hey, Sarah. How are you doing today?
Oh, hey, Jerry. How you doing? At Toro Horse Insurance, we believe in Oregon. And we also believe in the important service OCAmedia provides for our community. Toro Horse Insurance is happy to support programs like the one you are watching. Your locally owned and operated insurance agency, serving the needs of our community for over 40 years.
Since the beginning of time, parents have always wanted a safe place for their children to land, and that is so true at the Kickback Café here in Oregon and over at the high school at the Panther Café. This episode showcases the best of who we are.
Okay, I'd like to welcome everyone to the ribbon cutting for Kickback Cafe. Dan and Elizabeth, we're super excited to have you. So I'm going to let you guys take it away.
All right. Thank you so much. The community has been so incredibly welcoming, and we are so pleased to be here and be officially cutting our ribbon. All right. You got it? You got it?
So this is the best award we could have ever hoped for. It means more to us than really any other award we could have gotten, because the neurodiversity and the inclusiveness and the helping folks who maybe have some limitations is so important to us. We certainly do, and have folks in our family who do. And providing opportunities is incredibly important to us. So being recognized for that is the biggest token of appreciation we could ever get.
So I've been a teacher at Oregon High School for about 4 years, and 2 years ago I created a cafe at the high school just for students with disabilities to practice work skills and to deliver coffee to teachers. So once we kind of got started with that, there was a ton of community support. Tons of community support in terms of we created a GoFundMe page to donate uniforms. We were given the space to be able to create this space at the high school. And the only thing that was missing was a community tie, something where once the students learned the skills, where do they go? Where do they go from there? And once last year after the pandemic, the Donahues reached out to me specifically and said, hey, we know that you have this cafe that runs, coffee to teachers, and we're wondering if we could help you. And this new brewer is actually from a local cafe called the Kickback Café, and it was given to us along with a lot of the supplies needed in order to kind of make the coffee shop run, which has been great. So Dan Donahue and Elizabeth came in and they installed all this stuff for us, and they also kind of supplied us with like the Tupperware needed and the scale needed, and then we serve their happy hipster coffee here. All with the goal in mind that students would become employed. Whether or not they became baristas or whether or not they became coffee shop workers at the Kickback Cafe, that didn't really matter. It was about creating meaningful experiences for kids to practice job skills. So after we kind of connected, they supplied us with a coffee brewer. They offered us a coffee tasting. They supplied the coffee for our Welcome Back Teachers Conference so that teachers could have a sample of coffee. And now I want to say I have about 15 students that are employed kind of at the Panther Café, and they're learning job skills that could eventually help them become employed either at the Kickback Café or something similar, or just have more confidence in their job abilities. So the Donahues have really been instrumental in kind of taking us moving from Keurigs and kind of basic supplies off of Amazon to actually having kind of a full system of operations, which has been great.
So the Kickback Cafe was founded with the idea in mind that we needed to expand our business, but we also wanted to support community. And there is a traditionally underserved population in the community, and that's the neurodiverse. These folks often don't interview well, have trouble gaining work skills and experience, and they need a place that they can learn and grow and make a living in a compassionate environment. They need to be able to have the space to say, I can't perform my duties well today, so I need to leave, or I need a break, or I need a moment, and not be penalized for that. They need the space to make a mistake and be treated like a human being. They need just compassion, and we were privileged enough in our lives to have that as strengths that we could provide to people. I never ask anybody to do something that I wouldn't do myself, and I always give everyone every opportunity to learn, because if you're not willing to provide a space for people to learn and grow, then you're not really a participating community member, in my opinion. We can't expect growth from individuals if we're not willing to give them the opportunities.
I found out about this job after I heard that the Kickback Café at the time was starting to make a cafe, basically. I heard they were hiring people with disabilities to work at the cafe when it's opened. When I first got interviewed, I was nervous. Before the interview, I didn't even practice at all. I was nervous, and I learned a lot of stuff from other people telling me how I should act in the interview, I would say. Like the first interview, when you get a first interview, it will be scary. You don't know how the people will act. But I would say just try your best and smile, and you'll be fine. Just tell them who you are and just basically introduce yourself. What I like about this job is the people here are really nice, and they are really kind and helpful. They always help each other whenever the people working there have questions. I would say the most thing that I love about here is basically you get stuff for free, obviously. Free stuff, like you get free snacks and such. I met some of my friends that I go to school with who works here a few times on the days they work, obviously. And I hope you guys will see me around there. Well, see ya.
It is the people. It's being able to kind of host folks. Bring them in, slow down. And nothing wrong with a drive-through coffee joint. You take it and you leave. But it's nice to be able to slow it down a little bit, get to know folks that come in. We've got regulars, Michelle, Evan. I can think of some others, but folks that come in and you kind of get to know their story. They get to know yours a little bit. It's really connecting with the community is a nice, really, really positive angle with it. Dan and Elizabeth, they have a unique concept, the owners, for what we're trying to do here. What they're trying to do is, have a space, right, for the community to engage with people. Neurodiversity, right, that angle of just people think in different ways, people interact with each other in different ways. So I think having that on the door, that space, it's a way to level set people's expectations and say, people might think differently than you, then we can talk it out and it's going to be okay. And it actually, I think, has parallels to some of the polarization or things that you might see on a larger scale, going on just in society in general. There's always going to be that, but anyways, I think this is a little microcosm of that, to be able to say, hey, let's come together and chat about things, and it's going to be okay. So that angle is good, and then just the employees that also work here. I mean, we want to get the product out, get the lattes pulled for folks. get them their scones and things, but there's a different angle that a lot of people bring to it, I think, which is the kind of the caring or the authenticity or the community. So those are a couple of angles I really enjoy about the Kickback.
So I found out about the job when my mom saw a Facebook post by her friend Elizabeth, who happens to be one of the co-owners of Kickback, that said she was looking for a crew of, I want to say she said, jolly little weirdos. I don't think that was it. The weirdos part, for sure, and that's what made me want to join, but jolly little, probably not. You can admit that. Hey, that's me. I'm a weirdo of sorts. So I thought, yeah, this sounds like a perfect job for me. And then I applied, and here we are. Making drinks at Kickback is, I think, generally the more fun things. You get to use the espresso machine, you get to tamp the coffee grounds. You get to do all that. It's a lot of fun. Then you get to steam milk. It took a little getting used to at first, but once you get used to it, that can be fun too. But most of what I learned was just from experience, being shown how to do it from Dan and Elizabeth, and doing it myself. I'm a hands-on learner, so that is where that comes from. All right, come and visit me at the Kickback Café.
We are a little bit uniquely qualified to do so, having ourselves 2 children on the autism spectrum, and also we have 2 children with ADHD, so not a neurotypical child in the bunch for us. And we see the value that they provide. We see the different points of view, the most amazing things that they come up with that we wouldn't think of. But you have to get past some quirks sometimes. You have to get past some stumbles. And so that's what we're here to provide. That's what we're here to do. We're here to provide a safe and comfortable place for people to be able to, for people of all ability ranges to grow their skills, grow their community interactions, grow their connections to other humans. Without that, life is such a sad place. Where would we be without the diversity that folks provide? If we were all the same, it would be the most boring place to be ever. So that's, what we try to strive for, providing this safe space and, make a living. And so there's not a lot of places in the community or anywhere really where you can know that you're coming to a safe environment. Know that if you tell me that you have a problem with loud noises, I'm going to accommodate you and you can wear headphones. It's just so simple to be kind, and I don't understand why there's not more of it. It doesn't cost me a thing, and it has been the most rewarding part of my life, offering that to the people who need it.
So the kids really get a great experience with delivering coffee and with practicing their social skills, and it's been a really wonderful experience for all involved, and I've been so fortunate to work with Dan and Elizabeth Donahue too throughout the process. Thank you. It's great to have you.